I'm so glad that you could join with me today. Happy full moon. If you are coming across this video on another day, happy day to you. Spirit gives the messages when we need to hear them. I will say that over and over and over again. There are times that I will try to sit down and do a reading for a client, and it just won't come. Like every time I try to sit down in my space, so I get distracted, something happens, and as much as we want to deliver our readings in this very efficient, timely manner, that's just not how this works. So if you're ever feeling like I just can't do it, I just can't sit down and do the thing, give yourself some grace. It'll be perfect timing when it happens for you, when it feels right. If you can't finish that song or that poem, you can't manage to sit down and finish that book, you can't finish that art project, give yourself some grace. We have to give ourselves grace all the time. And you're attracting more of that energy that you're giving out. So if you want more stress and impatience, be stressed out and impatient. If you want to feel connected and aligned and wonderful and stress-free, give yourself grace. Okay? So we're going to pop out with these. Oh, shoot. Dang. We've got some really good messages here. Yeah. I'm going to have fun with this one. I feel some good stuff there. Babies. You have been killing it out there. And it's not over yet. It's just getting started. It's just getting started. There's just a taste of what it is that you can accomplish. And this is not because you just like popped out this great idea and now you're going to make quick money. That's not how that worked. You've been putting in the work for a long time. You've been building confidence in your skills. You've been networking. You've been using your resources. You've been playing it smart. You've been prioritizing all the things that you needed to be prioritizing the entire time. And you have built yourself up to a point where it's starting to feel real. It feels real. I can do this. I can absolutely do this. Now, all that work that you put in, it's got to be maintained. You can't do the work and then not come back through and keep cleaning it up and keep on it. You got to stay consistent. You got to keep doing the thing you said you were going to do. You got to keep doing the thing that got you here. It's not time to slack off now. Say, oh, well, I'm here. I made it. I'm done. No, that's never how it works. We're talking about that slow burn. We're talking about that slow money roll, right? It comes in waves for us. I'm getting a really big initial push with the finances. Things are coming in a really good way, and they're going to kick you off in a way that feels incredibly abundant and prosperous and really, really like you're on the right track. But that's not it. That's not all there is. It's not going to just keep rolling off that initial push. You got to keep that going. So stay consistent with what you're doing. Spirit wants you to know you're doing it. You're on track. You're doing what you said you wanted. You're committing to what you said that you were going to commit to, and Spirit is honoring that. And it continues to honor this in ways where it's continuing to present more and more and more and more opportunities to you. Now, for some of you, I'm getting that you're still like at that breach point, but you have come up with some really, really phenomenal ideas, and now it's about that execution. So the message still applies to you. We're all at different stages of this. So some of you are going to be like, no, I'm here. I'm at that point. Some of you are like, oh, I don't feel like I'm quite there. Spirit says, yeah, but baby, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning for a lot of us. It's just some of us are at different stages. For some of us, this is our third go round. This is our third attempt at getting on things. For some of us, we've been planning for this for 10 years. For some of us, you've been putting in 30 years of work and you're just now starting to see that break. And some of you just came up with this idea 6 months ago. And you were wondering if you'd ever be able to make it happen. And it's happening, and you can feel that. So take what resonates. What I do feel though, we got to be careful. We got some sneaky ones in our midst. There's always somebody watching, isn't there? There's always somebody like plotting your downfall, and they'll make it out like they're there and they got your back and they're there to you know, for the best of intentions. And for some of them, I'm getting, they are like, that person is there for the right intentions, but they don't realize that maybe they're communicating with, or they're making something available to other people that really shouldn't be their business. And those people have some envy, have some secrets, have some little underhanded methods of trying to weaken your progress, try to detour your progress, trying to take away from what it is that you've already accomplished. And you're kind of waiting. You're just like waiting for the ball to drop. You're waiting for them to reveal themselves. You know it's there. And so now it's just an issue of just kind of like step back and watch. The show is going to be amazing. It's going to be great. You're going to really like how this plays out, because they got nothing on you. You are protected. You are guided. That light comes from within. They can't take that flame. Oh, God, no. They're trying. They want it. They don't want you to succeed, especially if you're trying to succeed in a way that they didn't believe in, they thought was ridiculous, they laughed at you, or they themselves are trying to do something similar, but you're doing it with your own spin, you're doing your own thing. You know, don't hate, congratulate. The way of the universe is gratitude. You didn't look at people doing things like you or better than you and hate on them. It was hard to watch people taking your ideas and running with them and doing well, but that just gave you more time to hone it in and get even cleaner and get even tighter with it and build your skills even more, put more experience behind you. They can't take it from you. So just watch, just see what happens. It's going to be good. All right, we pulled from 2 decks here for this next part. The flow and rebirth. Yeah, every time. Every time. Flow. Listen. You've got to maintain that energy. Read the signs. And you're not trusting yourself fully yet, but you're starting to get the hang of it, right? I was just having this conversation with my homegirl. It takes time to be able to trust yourself. When you get in that flow and you get in that mode and you think you're on the right track and the universe starts throwing all these curveballs at you, you're like, that's okay, I got this. I'm in mode. And sometimes we got to recognize, though, that those little curveballs were intentional. They wanted to redirect your flow of energy, not test you. It's hard to feel the difference between the lessons and the tests versus the detours. It's how it feels on the inside, right? I feel when I am in alignment with things, this overwhelming sense of it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And it's not like a whatever, I'm going to do it anyway energy. It's a, okay, I'm going to deal with this. Ooh, this is a struggle. But how can I overcome this? The curveballs give me anxiety. They make me anxious. They make me frustrated. I start getting snippy and snappy. I'm So I have to sit back and say, okay, is this the flow that I was on? Because it wasn't. Before, I was flowing smoothly, and when a challenge popped up, I was like, okay, it's a challenge. And then a solution landed in my lap because I kept that flow. And then I'm cruising along in my flow, little pop, little bump in the road. It's okay, I'm flowing. Solution. Boom, there it is. I can just keep that going, right? The detour was like flowing, brick wall. How do I fix this? Solutions are not coming. Okay. Now, when you don't feel that solution coming, when you don't feel that sense of things are just cruising along and that they're going to be fine, it starts to feel like what? Take a step back and remember that energy you're putting out, the energy of the universe, is the energy of gratitude. Thank you for the detour. Thank you for the bump in the road. And when you say thank you for the bump in the road, there's your solution. Thank you for the detour. I'm not finding that solution yet, but I'm going to trust if there's a solution, it's going to come to me just as easily as it has in the past. And Spirit says, no. Thank you for the detour. And then you keep on moving, and you move in the direction that feels like something that you can embrace and do, something that does make sense, something that helps you calm down, wrap up a project, clean something up. Find your flow. Find that energy again. Get back in alignment with that energy that feels right. It feels like when we get detoured, that it has literally come to a challenge that is just overwhelming. Bumps in the road are normal, and those little tests always show that if we stay in that aligned state, the solution shows up. As soon as we don't feel like we're in alignment anymore, we just have to trust it, that the universe is saying this is not the path, and that's okay. This is just as valuable. You were headed in the wrong direction. All right, no problem. I can head back over here. And Spirit says, good job. Now you're back in that flow. Here's another way to do it. You start to see answers. You start to see opportunities that you didn't see before. Or maybe you step back entirely and you go, maybe I need to do this differently. And it kind of comes to you. My favorite way to get myself back in alignment when I'm having an off day, like yesterday was off for me. I sat down for about 10 minutes before I went to bed, and I just meditated on everything that I've come through and all the steps that I've taken forward, all the solutions that have landed in my lap. And I was like, the answers always come to me. Solutions always come to me easily. It's as easy as coming to me in my sleep. So then I go to bed. And I allow myself to rest, and I trust my mind, and I trust Spirit to make those connections so that when I wake up, I know what I'm supposed to do. The bat rebirth. Some of you we've got a real intense cycle beginning again. You're kind of feeling this crushing weight of, I don't think there's a movement forward here. This is not exactly. This is the redirect. But Spirit wants to remind you that every single time that we come to this, it's an opportunity for us to become a better version of ourselves. That is a lot to be grateful for too. There is a lot to be thankful for when we have an opportunity to start again, to do something smarter, to do something better. So don't discount those ideas from Spirit. When you get that complete detour, there's a sign there for you as well. It's going to be better this time. Do it again. Use what you learned. Don't worry about the little bumps in the road. Those are going to come too. But the detour stopped you from putting all that energy into something that was just going to completely frustrate you and cause you issues and make you feel completely out of alignment. We don't want to feel like we're out of alignment. This is your confirmation that you are beginning that cycle, that you are starting fresh in the areas that you need to start fresh. So if that last video wasn't hitting for you and it's more feeling like, I don't think it's going to work out for me in that way, this is the rebirth one. We need to get you back in that flow, that movement. I like to use this analogy of the river. The river has a force of its own. It is flowing with natural energy, moving along the course that it has carved out for itself. When the river doesn't like that, when the force becomes bigger, the river becomes bigger. When the force is smaller, the river becomes smaller. It'll carve new pathways as it needs to. Now, your position in this river is to flow with it. You do not need to paddle to stay on this path. It's doing that work for you. You also shouldn't be fighting it and heading back that way. If you hit that dead end, that's the sign that you're trying to paddle backwards. You're not flowing with the river. Flow with it. Let it go. Let's see what happens next. Spirit says this is going to take me somewhere anyway. So that means the situation that hasn't panned out, there's a new one coming. Spirit says, you've been trying too hard. We're going to make it a little bit stormy and rocky here for you. Just ride it out. Ride it out. The important part is that we're not working against the energy that's being shown to us, and you have to start feeling deep inside there, what do I feel like, and how does that emanate in my life? Is it anxiety? Does it make my stomach upset? Does it give me a headache? Does it make me feel like I can't function and I need to just lay in bed until it passes over? Read your signs. Figure out what those signs are within you. Your body is responding in a way to the energy that you're dealing with. You just have to learn what those signs are. If you're feeling confident and optimistic and you're rolling with it, you know that you are in alignment and it feels right. If all of a sudden it feels like you're fighting just to maintain, Spirit wants you to consider this rebirth as a beautiful opportunity, and you want to say thank you for that. It's all about flowing and not fighting it, and also not trying to paddle, right? It's going, hop on, enjoy the ride, admire the scenery. It's beautiful. You're seeing things you've never seen before. It's an experience you've never had before. You've never been here before. Enjoy the moment, each moment that you're in. And so if it doesn't feel good, if it feels awful, it feels like a struggle, go back to what was feeling good and see where you're at with that again. Flow with the river. We have the circle of eternal joy. The harvest, the gathering of our blessings. And star bathing. This is our transformation and our activation. So for a lot of us, we're experiencing, I'm getting for this particular group that there has been a very long struggle with the heavier parts of life. There's been a lot of loss, lack, deceit, manipulation, grief, physical pain, a lot of physical ailments that you've struggled with. I'm getting with this one, you're just starting to feel a little bit more like yourself again. You feel like you might be able to get yourself to a good place. We're taking some opportunities here to focus on our personal health, our personal wellness, and recognizing that there's just a tremendous amount of rejuvenating energy here for us now that didn't feel quite as realistic before, but now we're sensing that there's more there. There's an opportunity here. You're going to be getting some phone calls about some opportunity that you had previously received a no for, but now you're getting another opportunity, or you're getting an appeal is being granted. You're getting somebody is saying yes. It's not a constant no anymore. There's an opportunity here for you to push forward, but in a different way, without as much effort, without as much force. And it's all coming from the fact that you just sat back and appreciated what you had in the moment. You appreciated the situation as it were. You were accepting of the place that Spirit had delivered you for those lessons. He said, I'm here. Show me what I need to know. And that gratitude and that sense of understanding and that welcoming energy is what has kind of shifted and changed things on this timeline for you. So our previous no's have turned into that celebratory dance. I think a lot of you are going to hear something this week that's going to change things immensely. And you don't know what's changed yet. You just feel like something's different. I think you're going to have more information about that soon. You have worked really hard to overcome your difficulties, and you have been working the shadow work, and you have been meditating, and you have been eating right, and you have been doing the mental health stuff and the self-love stuff and all the things that are recommended for you, and you've been going and taking all of this guidance. And Spirit just wants you to know that you've done such a good job. And you just feel the joy coming from so many people as they experience this. Like, it's just overwhelming. Like, thank God. This relief, this sense of relief, like, oh, I'm so glad this came through for me. This is your acknowledgement. This is the gratitude coming back to you. So this excitement is going to be well deserved, and I would love to hear from you when you get that news you're waiting for, because I know it's going to be good for you. You're going to get that yes, that appeal is granted. You get a second opportunity, a better opportunity in its place. You thought you didn't have that job, didn't work out for somebody else, and now it's yours, or there was a better job for you. I'm getting for a lot of you, there is some reconnection taking place where you just thought it wasn't possible in that, and there was a change of heart. So that change of heart's kind of allowed us to start to really feel like it's actually here now. I feel like a lot of celebration is coming for some of you. I can't wait to hear from you. If you need some more personal guidance, you're looking for some more direct answers, let me know what you're looking for. I can do these readings on a donation basis, and any donation amount is welcome. I also do them in exchange for reviews. So if you feel like you need to hear something else, you feel like you need to hear from Spirit, but you don't have a few extra dollars to spend right now, that doesn't bother me. Spirit always provides. So I'm here if you need me, and I would love to chat with you. And I would love if you would share this message with others.